at school. Never mind what your parents told you. Disregard what your friends say. From now on, the only people you need to listen to are these guys. For the next several minutes, they'll take you on a journey through the political jungle. When your journey is over and you're safe at home, they promise you'll be stronger, smarter, and just plain better. So buckle up, hang on to your ears, because your journey starts now.
All right, welcome to Dad Odds. I'm Nate. That's Brian.
I'm Brian. That's Nate.
Wow,
And it's October 18th, 2018. We're in the Freedom Studios on the 15th floor of the Patriot Towers in Liberty City. Where at, Nate?
Oh, shoot. Woodstock.
We're in Woodstock, New York.
Catskill Mountains.
No, we're not in the Catskills. We're a little ways from the Catskills.
No, we're right in the middle of the Catskills.
Are we? That's
yeah,
where Woodstock is?
We are. I'm setting up my drums, and I am playing.
You're going to play at Woodstock?
It's going to be amazing.
It's going to be cool. And you can put that on your resume. Your resume. Played at Woodstock. I can't really hear me. Is my
yeah.
Is my sound up?
Well, I think I never saw you take your earplugs out from before the show. You might have forgotten your earplugs in.
Turn up my volume just a
ears.
little bit. Testing 1 2. Test. I still can't hear myself. I was having trouble.
Is that better?
No, that was worse.
Good. Okay.
I can't,
there you go.
I can't hear you either.
All right. There. Whoa. All right. There we are.
Am I plugged in? I don't know.
Now we're in there. Now we're there. Oh, your headphones aren't plugged in.
That helps.
There we go.
All right.
Let's move on.
All right.
It's been exciting. We had a whole week off. Sorry about that.
Yeah, we both had different things coming up. I had transportation issues. I couldn't get my passport to fly to the city we were going to.
And I was taking a nap.
Yep.
So.
Right.
That's not true. It's so rare for me to nap. It's ridiculous.
You don't sleep much.
I don't, and I hate
starting to show.
I hate napping.
I love a nap.
It's
who doesn't love a good nappy nap?
It's so unproductive.
Oh, I just love
it. Bothers
a good nap.
me. I just don't like it. I'd rather.
I'm going to have one right now. We have some of our listeners taking a nap right now.
They're only listening because they fell on the keyboard and it hit the play button.
They can't.
Sorry about that.
They fell. They can't get up.
Well, they fell asleep.
I had my DNA tested. It came back. I was part Native American.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Harvard will probably say that. They'll agree with you.
Why wouldn't they?
You, right. Were you 1,023rd Native American?
No, I wasn't that much.
More than
I couldn't get into college with it.
Well, that's more than our good friend Pocahontas.
No, I had less than that. I didn't have as much as her.
Well, right. The number I said was more.
She what?
I don't remember.
All right.
So what?
She wasn't very much. It, probably within the air of the analysis
to zero. Or,
yeah.
Or negative.
Negative native.
I've seen today is the first time I've seen it, but pictures going around of a mosquito biting somebody and says, "There goes Elizabeth Warren's
Native American
blood."
Yep. That's funny. Mosquitoes aren't.
I mean,
mosquitoes kill more people than Richard Dahmer.
Over all time?
No, even within a year.
Within a year?
Yeah.
As far as we know.
Yeah, he's not killing anybody now.
No, that's right. What was I going to say? Did you see the actual DNA test that they did? Like they didn't.
I did not because I could care less.
Yeah, no, they compared it to South American countries and things. People their DNA saying that's probably similar to what Native Americans' DNA is.
What?
It just seems ridiculous.
Oh, I wasn't listening to you.
I know.
All I'm saying is she's not Native American.
You make my Thursdays worth staying awake for.
Right?
I was going to be napping right now, but I decided to stay up because I knew how much fun I would have with you.
I love a nap. All right. So, anyways, you're Native American. I'm Native American. We're all Native American. I can identify any way I want, regardless if I had any blood in me at all.
I don't think I'm Native American, but I don't know. I'm probably as much Native American as Elizabeth Warren.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It could be more.
Could be.
I know some of your relatives.
Yeah, I don't know what
Just saying.
that means.
I don't know what it means either. We do know what this means. Defamation.
Yeah, we sure do. We sure do. Waiting to get our lawsuit
We may
thrown
have been
out.
in a few lawsuits here and there.
And court fees paid for, but that doesn't seem to be happening very quickly. That's okay.
I guess there was some woman that was suing Trump over something.
Yeah.
I think she used to be a weather girl because her name is Stormy.
Potentially.
I could never stand that with the local weather girls all over small stations, and they always have pseudonyms. They don't use the real names, and it's always like Dusty Storms.
Windy Sanders.
Yeah, Windy Sanders or Christmas Snow or whatever.
Christmas Snow.
One guy named himself after a town up in northern Michigan. He called himself Joe Charlevoix. What the hell is that?
I went to Charlevoix not that long ago.
Stormy Daniels could be
She could have been a weather person.
a weather girl.
Could have. She had a defamation lawsuit against Donald Trump because he called her a liar and some other things. That got thrown out, though.
Why would he have a tiff with a weather girl?
She was wrong about the weather.
Well, I understand
And
that. You plan for a nice picnic with the family. You go outside and it's raining.
The rain will do a number on your toupee.
Oh boy, he's got a comb over.
Okay, whatever you think.
So she sued the president of the United States.
She did.
And the judge said what?
He said, we're going to throw this out because it's not defamation. He has a First Amendment right to say mean things about you, so move on.
What mean things did he say?
Like, she's a liar and things. Oh. But afterwards, he said, good. The lawsuit was thrown out. Now I can finally go after Horseface in Texas. So I think, I don't know if he's going to countersue or what, but called her Horseface.
Now, is that the person that handles the agricultural and rodeo news in that TV station?
It is. What do you have in 4-H news? Horseface?
Horseface. I'll tell you what, Stormy. We got a lot of pretty palominos down here.
That's a type of horse.
It is.
Wow.
And he gets legal fees.
You know what? I'm gonna say calling somebody Horseface on Twitter, probably not one of the most stereotypical, presidential things that I've ever heard.
Yeah,
but I'm not even mad about it.
Well, I don't think I think it's like with all the things he's twittered, that's like ho hum.
Right.
God, it could have been so much worse.
Yeah. You know what?
Okay.
Oh no, you go.
I was gonna say,
please.
Didn't Trump write a check to?
I'm sure whatever.
I'm going back.
Whatever you.
To Elizabeth Warren, didn't? We have a book together. You and I wrote My Parents Open Carry, and our book was doing better than Elizabeth Warren's was at a similar point in time. Anyways, didn't Trump?
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Ha!
We did.
That's right. I totally forgot about that. That's 100% true.
Yeah, it is.
What a loser.
Didn't he write a check for her charity?
Did he?
At 1/1000th of $1 million?
I doubt
or
it.
something? Yeah,
he said he would. I don't know if
he was
did.
holding up a check for $939 or something.
That's
whatever it was.
Yeah, I think it's more than that.
I didn't do the math. I'm not a math person.
Hang on.
You gonna look it up?
How many zeros are in a million?
6 zeros.
$976. You're right. I thought it was more than that.
Math is hard.
It is hard. Yeah, he might have. I don't know, which is funny. But here's the thing. That's not really even what he bet her. He bet her, like, I'm going to give you this DNA test kit to send in to Ancestry.com or whatever, and we'll do it that way. That's what the official bet was.
I didn't even know there was a bet. I just thought that he said he was going to give $1 million to her Native American charity.
He just came out and he said, if she takes, I'll give her the kit. If she takes a DNA test that proves she's Native American, I'll give $1 million to the charity of her choice.
Okay.
So she did this. What's interesting about it is the Democrats are actually kind of angry at her because it backfired.
Yeah,
big time. Because everyone's like, this is ridiculous, and she's still like, she tweeted like 20 times that morning of like, oh, look, it proves it, blah, blah, blah. And everyone's like, no. And we're really close to a midterm election.
She doesn't know numbers either.
No, well, obviously not. She's a liberal. But what? Are they going to be offended? They're not listening to the show.
No, that's true.
They're definitely napping.
Yeah.
What?
Politically, philosophically, intellectually.
Yeah, that's what I
napping.
mean. I mean, like they're napping on reality. What was I even saying?
Know.
Come on. It was good too.
Elizabeth Warren
was good.
Do something.
It was going to be good. I don't know what it was. It was going to be good.
Maybe we can come back to it.
Oh, no, we're close to a midterm election, and
we are.
I don't think her little charade is helping the Democrats.
Charade.
Right. I don't think it's helping the Democrats.
Not at all.
So they're kind of mad at her. That's funny. I don't think anything the Democrats are doing is helping the Democrats.
Did you see the meme of her with the dressed like a East Indian with the dot? Saying she's, it's a wrong Indian.
Some confusion. Yeah. Except that's not politically correct, and I don't think she ever said Indian.
No, I don't think she did.
Did you see the meme of her standing there saying, "I'd like a table, please," and Donald Trump is the host, and he says, "No," and she says, "Why?" And he says, "'Cause you don't have a reservation."
Ba-dum-bum.
Oh, hey.
Timing is everything.
Well, I am a drummer, and that's what you can expect from my timing. You can ask the rest of my band.
Mm-hmm. You like my...
Oh, yeah, I forgot. I had a whole bit ready to talk about how I replaced Brian with Matthew Stafford, and I thought quarterbacks were built a little differently, but...
They're built like this now.
Yeah.
And they're kind of soft and mushy because you can't hit them anymore.
Yeah, you don't have to be fast or agile or anything because you're not going to get hit.
They come at me and they're going to sack me and I go,
15 yards.
Don't, like a punter? Or no, what is it? Oh, no, 3 yards at least for a fair catch. Isn't it 3 yards?
Oh, no, I meant a 15-yard roughing the passer penalty.
Oh, yeah, if they...
Are you a real football fan or what?
If they touch me, that
3
is.
3 yards.
But I think they should give the quarterback the same thing as a punter or something, you know.
The punters don't get any... What are you talking about? Let's move on.
You can't rough the punter. Well, you can. You shouldn't. I don't know what I was going to say. Oh, I might be playing this Sunday. So.
I mean, if you're going to rough them, you want to really rough them.
Oh,
you make it worth it.
You want to do what they did to the MSU quarterback and break his shin.
Oh, yeah.
He's out for like 6 games.
Yeah, I can imagine with a broken shin. That's a serious thing.
Yeah, that's not good. Well, Justice Kavanaugh has fulfilled a week or more now.
Yeah, I mean,
and the death toll,
huge, enormous.
It's 333 million. I heard.
Blood in the streets. That's what I heard. We're only left with the illegal
it's
immigrants.
You and me,
and us.
And we're not letting them in, right?
Well, I'll let anyone in.
Okay, that's right. You're a opens border kind of.
Oh, yeah, of course I am. You know me.
I know.
Almost an anarchist like you.
What was that term that he used in the meeting? Something or the law or.
Well, you.
What do you say?
You use the word bitching, but I don't know what.
No, when he's talking about enforcing the law. And didn't you say?
Oh, I don't know. He said, "Are you mocking the system?"
Oh, yeah. That's it.
And you said, "Yes, I am."
Yes, I am.
Well, this isn't the place for it.
Yeah.
And he basically, well, I don't know.
Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead.
But it's not like it's public domain.
The videos
literally on the internet.
Yeah. All right, because we believe in transparency in my township.
If you want to lose respect for somebody, go watch the video.
Yeah,
that's what I'm gonna say.
And you'll see somebody getting kicked off a township board.
Well, that's clickbait because that didn't happen.
Well, not yet.
Not yet. Well, I'm pulling for you, Brian.
Thanks, I am too.
I wrote a strongly worded letter to the mayor.
The mayor? We don't have a mayor. Supervisor.
I couldn't think about it.
The supervisor.
We have a supervisor too.
Who also doesn't care for me. Let's see. Speaking of townships, this is in Wayne County, Michigan, is it?
It is Canton Township. Check this out. Gary and Matt Percy.
I like those guys.
Yeah. They are business owners and brothers. They have the same last name. They are related, not married, I don't think. They face nearly $500,000 in fines after they removed trees from their own property.
These weren't township trees?
Without the township's permission.
Are you kidding me? And how did they determine that?
Many of the trees were classified as
invasive species.
Well, no. Well, they're saying they were invasive species. The township says a lot of them happen to be protected and historical.
I don't believe that.
Landmark trees. That's what the township says.
I heard it was a
$500,000.
It was grazing pasture in an industrial area, and he was clearing trees to plant more trees.
Well, the township, what they did, because they didn't actually know which trees they cut down, because they cut them down and took care of them. So the township, they hired an arborist, and the arborist... I thought
that was an abortionist. I couldn't see that.
Same thing.
Okay.
They hired them to examine the trees, Brian,
Where?
On an adjacent property.
Oh, that makes sense.
That had trees that might have been similar, and they estimated what trees the Percy brothers probably removed from their own land.
And how many trees did they say?
They said they removed about 1,500 trees, including 100 landmark or historic trees from their land.
If they're on your own property, can't you cut them down?
Not if the Canton Township has a no removing the trees, because we are Tree City, USA.
Are they?
Tree Township, USA.
Are they?
Something. They have some ordinance about keeping the historic and landmark trees in place, and you must have permission.
That's ridiculous. That's overreach.
I don't think. Well, first of all, it's overreach. Second of all, $500,000 in fines to the township for cutting down trees on your own property.
And thirdly, how do they know how many trees there were? You can't use somebody else's property.
Well, it turns out
you could use Google Earth.
The township attorney said that arborists all agree with this method of estimating how many trees they cut down. It's a common thing in the arborist community to estimate it by trees that are next door.
That's ridiculous.
You want to know what's funny? Their plan.
So I'm going to have an arborist go on my property that has 18,000 pine trees, and across the street is a natural forest that's been there for 150 years, and I want them to tell me how many trees and what kind were on each property.
Yeah. I don't understand the problem.
What I'm saying is they can't possibly know what was there based on adjacent property, unless it was all wild and they were contiguous.
It was in an industrial sector of the town, too.
Retired grazing pasture. I don't know. It's like it was an old field where a bunch of trees grew up on it. It's ridiculous.
You know what's kind of funny, too? Their plan was to cut down these trees to plant a ton of trees and have a tree farm.
Right.
Which would include planting trees.
2,500 trees. Such as them balsams, firs, and spruce trees.
Which is more than the 1,500 that they cut down. So
right.
That seems like it would be net increase in trees.
Yeah, but not historic.
They would not be historic. No, they would be trees that give joy to little children at Christmas time.
I would like to see. I would like them to prove that there were 100 landmark and or historic trees there.
Right.
Has this gone to court? Is this a done deal, or is this?
No, they're trying. So the $450,000 was a proposed settlement by the township. Or they say either $450,000, or if you donate directly to our tree preservation
campaign fund,
it's only $70,000.
Oh, I'm going to go for that.
So, well, I don't know if they will. They have an attorney, and I think they're planning to fight it. And I hope they do, and I hope they win, and I hope Canton Township residents go to their township board meetings and say, hey, why don't we change this ridiculous tree policy?
I don't like that kind of stuff.
No.
And I don't like this kind of stuff either, because it's along similar lines.
What?
In ordinances, ridiculous ordinances.
Just any of them? Are you an anarchist?
I'm an anarchist.
Are you mocking the system?
I am, sir. This is a little town in Virginia, although it might not be.
I think if you're leading...
it's not that. It's Chesapeake, Virginia.
Is that near the Chesapeake Bay?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. All right.
Officials there are threatening to fine or jail trick-or-treaters over the age of 12.
So silly.
To prevent teens from misbehaving on the holiday.
Mm-hmm.
According to the city ordinance code, those over 12, that means 12 in one day, who engage in the activity commonly known as trick-or-treat, or any other activity of similar character or nature under any name whatsoever,
okay,
could
I
face
wonder if a lawyer wrote that.
Could face a fine of up to $100 or face jail time up to 6 months. So they're going to put a 12-year-old in jail for 6 months. Mm-hmm. Now the city says, we're not going to. Cops won't be out there actively seeking out trick-or-treaters.
Sure.
Officials said the ordinance is in place as a, safety precaution because you know what safety's for.
It's for everyone who can be against safety.
Yeah. Who can be against
It's the tyrant's tool.
It's the tyrant's tool. Chesapeake police staff will focus on making sure the evening is safe for everyone, which is fine. The city wrote on its website, for example, a 13-year-old safely trick-or-treating with a younger sibling is not going to have any issues. That same child taking pumpkins from porches or smashing them in the street more likely will. Well, that's a very different thing than going trick-or-treating.
I've been trick-or-treating, and I don't remember taking pumpkins and smashing them being part of trick-or-treat. It may have happened, but it wasn't trick-or-treating.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's what I hate about these things, these ordinances. People they think they have a good intention, and it's ridiculous.
Well,
Listen, kids smashing people's property is different than a 13-year-old going out
trick-or-treating. I think that's probably already illegal without this ridiculous age limit on trick-or-treating.
Well, we have to have something in place so we can enforce it.
You remember where we heard that?
Yeah.
The drone ordinance that they were trying to put
Nuremberg
in
trials?
the city. No, well, yeah. When they were trying to put in to ban drones.
Yeah, we're not going to enforce it.
No.
They said that.
They said that, and then they turned around and they said, well, we need a law on the books that our officers can use to deal with the situations where people are flying drones, because you couldn't use all of the other nuisance ordinances.
Yeah,
that they needed something very specific for. This is the same thing. You're telling me that before this ordinance, a 13-year-old could steal your pumpkins and smash them in the street, and it was legal?
Right.
I don't think so.
What if? Let's see. What if it was an 11-year-old smashing pumpkins?
I guess that's okay.
That's fine.
That's fine, because they're allowed to trick-or-treat.
No problem here. What a stupid...
Yeah, real stupid. Real stupid.
Now, apparently...
It gets worse.
What?
In other cities, it's worse.
Yeah, like in Norfolk and Newport News, also banned children older than 12, classifying it as a Class 4 misdemeanor.
Holy cow.
So that 12-year-old, essentially... can have a misdemeanor record.
Yeah.
What the hell is that all about?
Yeah, it's insane.
It's almost as bad as in California.
Just in general.
Yeah, in general. I mean, they're the great.
They have nice weather, but holy cow.
The nanny state. Passed in law legislation that would.
My coffee's cold.
Wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. There's two things here. They're the same thing, I think.
You talking about the beverages for children?
Yeah, so on menus, it's against the law to have anything on the children's menu other than, what, milk?
Only unflavored milk and water.
No substitutes for non-dairy fluid milk either. And on things containing over 130 calories, maybe?
No, it does allow for non-dairy milk, but
it allows for okay.
And look, it's
soy milk.
You're not losing any freedom. You can still request a different drink. Just the menu can't list anything other than unflavored milk or water as a default.
Of course, it's not going after the consumer who's ultimately making the choice of what to drink. They're putting the onus on the damn business owner to comply, and they're the only ones that are going to do it. It's a $500 fine.
Do you want to go into a restaurant with your child and see that apple juice is the default drink with their meal?
Or Coca-Cola.
Can you believe it? Coca-Cola.
Root beer. Root beer?
What about tequila?
Tequila. What about it?
Why?
I like it.
Can you pass it? You have some more. Why are we? Why?
Why pass a law?
Why? Yeah.
Government control. The more they can get out there, the more control, the more hoops that you have to. Ayn Rand wrote about this. What's the use of honest people? You got
need to make laws. All right, let's take a break.
Oh,
do your question. You know, we can never go to break quickly.
Who the hell's tap dancing?
That's why I was going to break.
All right,
this is a tap dancing troupe that I invited over.
Okay.
I forgot we had a show.
Damn it! Which U.S. capital cities have rhyming names?
Rhyming names, and for bonus points, name the states that they are capitals of.
Yes.
All right. That's a good one. I already know the answer, which is sad. But
Berlin and Celine?
Yes, we'll be right back.
Oh, those aren't U.S. capitals.
Lock it in. And rip the knob off. Red State Talk Radio.
My Parents Open Carry, a pro-gun kids book from White Feather Press. 13-year-old Brenna and her parents spend their day in typical fashion. But what's not so typical is that Brenna's parents lawfully open carry handguns for self-defense. And the Strongs join a growing number of families who are standing up for their Second Amendment right and bringing gun ownership out of the closet. Order your copy of this unique kids book at myparentsopencarry.com.
It's a bumpy ride through the political jungle with Nate and Brian.
Whenever I'm feeling a little down under, I can always count on Nate and Brian for their interesting perspective on topics important to freedom and civil rights by listening to the At Odds Show. Nate and Brian cover important topics with insight, intelligence, and of course humor. I can always expect a laugh or two. So if you want to be informed and have a great time, give these guys a listen.
At Odds.
The At Odds Show with the greatest political talk show hosts in history, Nate and Brian. Nate and sad that they actually believe that. So give a listen because the delusional need love too.
Are you looking for some way cool t-shirts? Check out ChugDug.com. They have hundreds of crazy fun t-shirts like gun, patriotic, and you better believe zombie shirts. At ChugDug.com, you'll find quality shirts at a quality price. All shirts start at just $10 with free shipping over $50. Mention Radio 1 coupon code at checkout and grab a cool 10% off. That's ChugDug.com. T-shirts with attitude.
Hi, I'm Brian.
And I'm Nate.
If you like the At Odds Show,
and we know you do,
why not order your very own At Odds t-shirt sizes small to 6XL in a cool black color?
So support our show. Check out the great prices at chugdug.com or head over to our website, atoddshow.com, and click the link.
And, unlike listening to our show, you won't be disappointed.
Welcome.
Great song.
It is a good song, isn't it?
Welcome back to At Odds. I'm Brian.
Great band. Hey, you know what?
That's Nate.
You know what about that band, which is amazing? It's I'm here with Matthew Stafford, quarterback of the Detroit Lions, wearing his off Honolulu blue jersey.
It's exact replica of a few years ago.
But
they have a new jersey now.
Listen, it's Halloween time, and that band called The Loving Dead
is playing where?
Saginaw.
Saginaw,
Michigan.
I was born.
It's amazing.
In
it's like
Saginaw, Michigan.
It's like a once a year
gig,
Halloween thing. Not the gig, but a gig. It's amazing. Near Woodstock.
Not anywhere near Woodstock, but the Saginaw, Michigan.
No,
because that's a pretty famous town.
No.
That's been in a few songs.
No. Tulips are blooming in Saginaw. Oh,
no, it's Holland.
Holland.
Now,
I marched in the Holland Tulip Festival parade one time.
As a marching band?
Interesting. They were like washing the streets in front of us and things. Yeah.
As a marching band, right?
Weird. Yeah. Yeah. Let's move on.
Did you
None
play
of
the
this is
drum?
interesting. Listen, what two U.S. capitals rhyme with each other? And for bonus points, which states are they from?
Well, if you know the answers, you can figure out the states. And if you don't know the answer, you're not going to figure out the states.
Yep. So we had several guesses. One of them was Juneau and San Francisco.
That's pretty close.
Toronto.
Those are what we call near rhymes. Toronto is a good one.
Toronto and Lansing.
That's pretty good.
Not quite.
Yeah.
New York and Albany.
Not in the same, or they're in the same state, so both cities.
Austin and Boston. That doesn't sound right.
That's not even
that
close.
Can't be right. And then Tallahassee and Montana. Montana's not a city.
No.
So no.
All right. So I'm going to tell you there are the states
Hold on.
The states are Texas and Massachusetts. So it's
Austin and Boston.
Austin and Boston.
We would also have accepted Boston and Austin.
That's right. So
congratulations. You win the same prize you win every week.
We did have a winner.
Oh, wait, what? Is there supposed to be happy?
You can have happy.
That's not it.
That's not even close.
All right. That's I don't know what's going on. Congratulations.
You might as well do the burp one because
yeah, sure. Where is it? All right, stop. Let me put these over here. By the way, I like this touch here. What? I don't know if you're supposed to mention the feng shui, whatever, but the flags, it's nice.
U.S. flag and a state of Michigan.
You were inspired.
I want to say go Spartans. They're playing their rival across town or across state rival.
Go blue.
No, what?
What?
No. They're playing U of M. U of M will be playing in Spartan Stadium this Saturday at noon. Wow. Go Spartans. All right, on this day in 1898.
Oh, jeez, great.
It's only 1 year after Spain granted Puerto Rico self-rule. American troops raised the U.S. flag over the Caribbean nation, forming U.S. authority over the island's 1 million inhabitants. 1898.
Huh. Not that long ago.
So anyways, lots of stuff happened. American troops were able to secure the island by mid-August. Blah, blah, blah. Armistice with Spain. The island was turned over to the U.S. forces October 18th. General John Brooke became the military governor. They uprised a few decades later, wanted their own country and all that kind of stuff. Huh. But did you know... in 1948, Puerto Ricans elected their own governor, and in 1952, the United States Congress approved a new Puerto Rican constitution.
Wow.
It was adopted in
1952,
and there have been movements to make Puerto Rico a state. They're happy being part of the U.S. Commonwealth, and they are U.S. citizens.
Their president must be doing a terrible job.
Well, I know that millions of those people died during the last hurricane.
That's what I heard, was millions. Too many died.
Well, a million is too many. I'll say that right now.
If we can just save one life, we should ban all guns.
All right. Do you remember... Do you remember Secretary of Education DeVos talking about guns in schools because of bears?
Her father-in-law recently passed away.
Yeah, that's sad. Really sad.
Yeah. I do remember it. But is this a current story that?
Yeah, I think it was last week in Colorado.
Sure.
Crestview Elementary School was in lockdown because there were bears in the neighborhood. They were allowing the students to arrive as normal. However, they asked families to stay aware.
Stay aware. There's a bear.
To keep children and parents a safe distance from the bears. Now, if you have to tell them that, maybe you should let the bears eat them.
I think so.
I saw some interesting...
Did they let the bears eat them or what?
I saw some interesting footage of a woman doing a newscast at night on a floated ride. Did you see that?
Yeah.
And she's talking about the debris going down the road, and it's all muddy. And she goes, "Oh, here comes a doggy!" And in view of the camera, walks right by her is a mountain lion.
Yeah.
I mean, it just
Like right
walks
by
by
her,
her.
yeah.
Kind of walks behind her, sniffs around a little bit, and wanders off.
Holy cow. Yeah, she's kind of lucky.
Yeah, and she just kept talking away. I
it's
think it's
probably-
a dog. I don't know if it's a dog.
It's probably a good thing that she stayed calm and
Yeah.
didn't know. I think, honestly, she had no idea. She thought it was a dog and then realized it wasn't and then was like, I don't know. Because if she would have, like, freaked out and ran it might have been like, oh, a toy.
Yeah.
Are we talking about the lottery, or you don't want to tell people because they might go buy tickets and it will lower your chances to win?
No, let's talk about just really quick because it's a second highest lottery. It's a Michigan Mega Millions. It's over $970 million, Nate. God, I would love to win that.
Wow.
That was early Wednesday. It's probably higher now. It could reach over $1 billion. The highest U.S. lottery was $1.586 billion.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, the last winner of top Mega Million prize was only in July, when a group of California office workers won $543 million. I don't know if I'd want to share that. Cost $2 to buy a ticket, and your odds are pretty good, 1 in 302 million or so.
Yeah.
So not bad.
Cash option of $548 million right now. I don't think it's a Michigan thing, is it?
I thought it was.
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, maybe they were just selling. Well, there's. Okay, yeah, you're right. It's a multi-state. Well, mega jackpot where several states pool their money, I think.
I'll tell you what.
I want to win it.
I'm going to not play, probably, and I will, at the same time, have infinitely less chance and exactly the same chance as somebody who buys a ticket. I mean, statistically.
Statistically speaking, they're exactly the same.
So,
But you can't win if you don't play.
It's true. Can't win if you do either.
Apparently so.
Somebody might.
Somebody might.
might.
Somebody will eventually.
It might be worth throwing a couple bucks at. You know?
Why not? It's $2. The hell. You spend more than that on your cocaine and hookers.
Can I borrow $2?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, thanks.
If you win, I'll shoot myself. Speaking of shooting yourself, you should always know what's beyond what your target is.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Know
for
what's
sure.
beyond your target.
Yeah. Yep.
Because apparently, I don't know where this was, Fox, Carolina?
South Carolina.
It says Fox, Carolina right
It's
there.
in South Carolina.
They told the Fox News in Carolina.
That's Fox Carolina. That's the news station.
Is it? Are you sure?
Yes.
Why wouldn't it say Fox, North Carolina or Fox, South Carolina?
Because it's called Fox Carolina. Like
Greenwood County.
Similar to the Carolina Panthers, who you should know because you're a professional NFL player.
I'm going to be
Matthew
playing them one of
Stafford.
these days.
The Carolina Panthers, where are they from? North or South Carolina?
They're from right on the border.
South. But
They're right on the border. Right on the border.
It doesn't say north,
The
south.
stadium, half the stadium, 50-yard line is the county or the state line.
That'd be cool. That'd be
Half
kinda
and
cool.
half.
They should do
that.
that.
would be
They
a
do
mess.
that.
Taxes,
It
selling
would-
booze, all
would be
kinds.
a
Oh, it'd be a
mess.
nightmare. All right.
They should do that.
Yeah, that'd be funny. A teen turned himself in last Saturday. He shot a bullet through a road sign, which is not what you should be doing.
Yo, of course.
But this bullet was a magic bullet. It went through the road sign, which had to take off, and it was a handgun.
Yeah.
Had to knock down some of the velocity, right? You'd think?
Well, some, but maybe not much.
It went into a wooded area, and then it fatally struck a retired U.S. Marine who was sitting on his porch. Can you? Horrible.
Yeah.
Kid is 17 years old, charged with involuntary manslaughter in the death of Joe Black, 48 years old, retired 20-year veteran. Upper torso and died on the scene.
So, like the chest?
The chestal area.
Yeah.
They tried
that's
doing
ridiculous.
CPR and all that, but, man, it'd be interesting to know the distance and everything else, you know. Look at the map of the scene where it went, how close. He had to be fairly close to that sign. Because not only does it drop, but it loses velocity and everything else. So had to be just horrible.
I saw a friend posted a picture on Facebook of I think it was their deck or something. They had a post, and it had a pretty obviously a bullet hole in it.
You sure it's not
Broke the
woodpecker?
Post. I mean, I don't know how fast they can fly, but I don't know if they make a hole like that.
Arguing that.
How'd that case go?
It didn't go so well.
Yeah, crazy, but I mean, must have been from neighbors or something.
Sure.
Like, holy cow. Was that it?
No, I
done.
No, I can speak.
On?
Yeah, let's move on. Kansas, a few years ago, we talked about it on the show a few years ago, but they were challenging the federal gun laws, and other states have tried this, and they always seem to lose. They're challenging the Commerce Clause that governs, the feds getting involved in firearms because stuff crosses state lines, so that means they can control it. So they thought, well, if we manufacture guns and keep them in the state, then federal laws don't apply, and people can have silencers and automatic weapons and sawed-off shotguns and all this stuff. And there was a Supreme Court case that sort of challenged this, but it was in with marijuana production. And it's the Gonzalez versus Raiche, R-A-I-C-H. Rake. Found that Congress could criminalize the production of marijuana under the authority in the Commerce Clause because cannabis could easily be transported over state lines since it wasn't serialized or anything. Kansas challenged it, and they used that, and they said, okay, well, if your serialization is the concern, these guns are serialized.
We can put serial numbers on
they
gun
did,
parts.
and we can make sure that they stay in. There's a way to check it and all that. And the federal courts didn't buy it, so they're going to appeal it, and that's one that could maybe, hopefully, go before the Supreme Court. And depending if they take it, they haven't been taking a lot of gun cases, as you noticed.
Yeah,
but and they need to at some point.
How do you think Kavanaugh will do with that?
I don't know.
He'll be drunk.
He's a strict constitutionalist. I would think that he would say the Commerce Clause shouldn't have anything to do with that kind of stuff, and that's bull crap.
I mean, that might be worth. We've talked about it before, but that's the way the federal government. They write legislation to regulate a lot of things
based on that,
because they don't have the power to regulate guns.
Right.
But the Constitution gives them the power to write laws surrounding things that are in interstate commerce.
Right.
And so when you look at a lot of federal laws, you'll see like all of these restrictions on guns, and they apply to anything that is, active in interstate commerce. Right. Like there's always that clause at the end of a law, which means everything.
Right.
Because pretty much everything crosses state lines, or some component of it crosses state lines.
That's the problem.
Where is where did your metal come from?
Right.
Your raw materials, they came from a different state, and it's insane.
Yeah, or a different country.
But that's insane. I don't think that was the intent.
No.
That you just put these magic words of, if
it goes across state lines,
in interstate commerce, we can regulate it. That wasn't the point.
I get it.
Makes me angry.
So I'm hoping that might go. I don't know what the chances are. Probably not very good.
Are you mocking the system?
I am, sir. What I hate, speaking of mockery, I hate anti-gun actors, male or female, who want to control gun control. Oh, yeah. That was
I hate them, too.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, but yet, they use guns for personal defense or whatever in movies,
right?
And don't have a problem with or don't see that. And one such was Jamie Lee Curtis in Halloween. She has that nice 30-30, and she defends herself and family and all that.
And she's super anti-gun
and
outside of the movie.
Yeah, she got a lot of flack, but then she came out and she said she's a butter. I believe in the Second Amendment, but it should be really hard to get guns, and you should go through all kinds of background checks, and you should be checked and regulated, blah, blah, blah.
Also,
blah, blah,
I don't believe in the Second Amendment.
Yeah. And I don't like guns.
Yeah, I think even more hypocritical is those same people who have armed bodyguards with them all the time.
Yeah. Or own guns.
Yeah.
Even worse.
Yeah.
Guns in their house. There are a few of those. I got nothing else.
Are we done?
We're pretty close.
We're not even out of time yet.
I know.
So what are we supposed to do? You want to talk about the...
we can talk about the hunter.
Yeah, I don't like this story for a lot of reasons.
Okay, we'll do it then. Perfect.
Okay, that's good. Mostly his name. I don't like his name.
Yeah, I don't... well, if you're going to be a fish and game commissioner, what better name than Fisher?
Yeah, that's what I don't like about it, because it's like he was too destined to be that guy. So Blake Fisher, Idaho Fish and Game Commissioner.
Right.
Right?
who came under fire after posing with animals he killed during a recent hunting trip to Africa, right? No problem.
Yeah, big deal.
He's got a lot of flack, and I'm sure they asked him to go because of the publicity. And it came because he had, it was the Idaho Statesman, so a newspaper obtained some photos that he had sent to friends from his trip to Namibia.
Wait a minute.
So these are private email pictures that somehow got leaked. It was estimated 100 people received the email, right? Now, most people, they pose with their trophy, right? You shoot a nice buck and you take a picture. You get a nice elk, you take a picture, you know. You shoot a nice family of baboons and you shouldn't take a picture. And
I mean, you shouldn't send it to the Idaho Statesman anyway.
Yeah, somebody shouldn't have.
Yikes.
Now, I don't have a problem with hunting. I personally wouldn't shoot baboons.
I don't think I could shoot a baboon.
Even a big male baboon.
Yeah, I don't think
unless it was trying to rip my face off.
Yeah, then maybe I could shoot anything that's trying to rip my face off.
But this guy shot.
Except for a dog.
This guy shot the mama and the papa and the 3 little babies, and I think the mama was even pregnant. That's how bad it was.
Terrible.
And then he clumped them all together like a family portrait, and he's standing behind them smiling with his gun.
Yeah.
And they're all these 99 dead baboons.
Yeah. What a dick.
Probably not the best picture that you really want to have taken.
I looked at it. I didn't like it.
It's not very nice. And I'm not against hunting. I'm just saying that the perception is pretty bad. So
are you saying you're anti-gun?
I'm saying I'm pro baboon. And I want one to run for president. Maybe one already won.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Boy.
I think they probably have Trump and
is Trump
and a baboon are about as smart.
Is Donald Trump a ape?
Yeah,
that's the old Southern. They don't go N. Ape.
The old Southern.
Yeah.
This is getting worse and worse.
Yeah. It was
Holy
from
cow.
It was from a movie Gettysburg.
I was saying
all the Southern generals were sitting around a campfire and they're drinking and they're talking about General Lee. And it was a time that Darwin's Origin of Species had just come out.
I was just saying
and
that
he
Trump
said,
is dumb like a baboon.
Okay.
That's all I was saying.
And they go, well, I don't know if I came from a ape or if you came from a ape, but I know General Lee did not come from an ape.
Because he's such a good general?
Yeah, I guess.
Didn't Trump call him a good general, but not really?
Context is important. He was building up Lee as a good general so that he could come out and say that Grant was a better general,
right,
and defeated a good general, making Grant better. But the media cut that part out.
Of course they did. And then some of them ran some corrections, saying sorry. They did. I mean, it's typical. They did the same thing.
So what you're saying, you shot Abraham Lincoln?
They did. Right. They did the same thing with Elizabeth Warren's news. Like, they come out and they're like 95% Native American. That's not what they did, but they came out with, well, she's 1/500th. And then they're like, oh, that's not even right.
Yeah.
And then they correct it, but nobody talks about the correction.
Right.
Because the original story has already been spread all over the internets. Which, by the way, Facebook, Brian.
Yeah.
Facebook, they're continuing to purge all of these super duper like the people that mock the system. They're purging all these pages.
People they don't like.
Facebook said that recently they removed 559 pages and 251 accounts that have consistently broken their rules.
Well, their rules, their rules.
It is their rules, and that's what I keep saying. I mean, these people are talking about how many years they spent building their pages. I have empathy, but when you rely on somebody else, like a business, you don't know what's going to happen.
Right.
I mean, what do you want?
Especially, well, I was going to say a free business, but a lot of these people are paying for ads. So they've actually...
I don't think so. I think that's the problem. They're paying for ads. Facebook will like you.
No, that's
the
not
real.
I mean, you tried to pay for an ad. No, you got turned down.
So, did you see the screenshot that I posted? It says your ad is not approved, and then it's a picture of Kim Jong-un.
Oh yeah, it's from your.
It's hilarious. I'm like,
t-shirts.
well, that makes sense. Facebook's ran by the North Koreans.
Did you?
Well,
did you try it again with a different?
I wasn't trying to run the ad. I ran the ad 1 year ago. It completed successfully.
Yeah.
And for some reason, Facebook, it still keeps telling me it's not approved, and I'm not trying to run it. It's a year old.
Oh, geez.
So something went wrong.
Ridiculous.
I think I've been flaked. It was really hard to become approved to run political or ads with content of national interest. It was really difficult.
We tried to run an ad for Ad Odds, right?
That's what I'm saying, and I had to become approved, and I am approved now. You're not.
Good.
But I am approved.
I don't want my name on
approved. That. And Facebook would not accept my concealed pistol license as ID.
Valid ID, yeah.
It's a bummer. Anyway, so a lot of these pages that Facebook's talking about, what they do, and I've noticed this because I'll follow like 4 similar people that I get suggested, and they all post the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Copy and paste, exact same thing.
Yeah.
And that's what Facebook is saying is a lot of these is that they're all just sharing the same things to drive traffic and engagement, and Facebook calls that spam.
And clickbaiting and all that stuff.
Yeah. So that's what they were removing. They weren't removing people that had legitimate content necessarily and that were running
Trump
ads.
And every Trump's
Listen,
wonderful.
Ad Odds still has a page, facebook.com/AdOddsShow. So go check that out. Like it and share it.
Are we close?
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't been paying attention.
Look at our...
we're 3 hours over.
Oh, my God! It just went by
we're
like
not close because we started
I
late.
know,
Which,
we
by
started.
the way, sorry, technical difficulties. Steve didn't show up on time.
We could talk about invisible tanks. The United States military is...
There's one right there.
Where?
Well, you can't see it.
I can smell it. Oh.
You'll stub your toe.
It's an English tank because it has T.
Crimpets. Oh, yeah, that's funny.
That's a
good callback.
Yeah.
Don't stub your toe on it when you walk out of here.
All right, so invisible isn't quite right, but what it is...
Really?
Yeah, well, yeah. It makes it somewhat hard to see...
Nothing's invisible.
Oh, there is things that are invisible.
Prove it.
Damn it. Dark matter.
Show me.
It's over there. See how dark it is?
Uh-oh.
This makes it resistance to be seen with thermal imaging.
Yeah.
And so what it does, it has cells on the outside of the tank that can be controlled electronically to cool or warm up to reflect a neutral background. So if it's really hot out, it can look like the desert's hot. If it's cool out, it can look, dark.
Sure, to kind of match the temperature of the environment.
You can actually spell things out like shop at Macy's or whatever with it.
That's going to be next. We're going to fund the military with. That's good.
They'll go into battle with advertising.
We'll get an Ad Odds ad.
Damn, that's a good idea. God,
depending on the president, the military can get a lot of press.
They can get a lot of money with advertising.
You're right. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. But it has to be visible.
All right. Let's see. So, anyways, I saw the
video.
video.
By Raytheon.
I thought Ben and Jerry's yogurt. They probably wouldn't advertise militarily. But it seemed to work on the videos. Militarily. All right, I'm done. I don't want to talk anymore.
It's pretty cool.
How much time do we have? Because
7 minutes.
I need to go to the bathroom, so I'm going to be leaving soon.
I don't know. We've got a minute. Do you have any good jokes?
Okay. I have a longer joke. Do we need to fill longer?
No. Short.
Okay.
Short.
Yeah. Okay. So there is this jury panel of all Democrats, and the foreman stands up and says, "We, the jury, find the defendant guilty." And the judge says, "We haven't started the trial yet." The Democrats they prejudging.
I don't get it.
Okay.
Why do birds fly south?
I don't know.
In the winter.
I don't know.
Because it's easier than walking.
Okay. We got to be out of time now.
No, we're not quite.
Come on.
A rabbi, a moose, and a horse walk into a bar. The bartender says, "What, is this some kind of joke?"
That's a meta joke. I hate meta jokes.
All right, we're out of time.
Oh, dang
See
it.
you next week.
All right, search and discover.
Bye-bye.
Bye.